So, hi everybody. What was the last class? The topic Shoikot
Pandas.
in pandas. Okay.
There was a data set of diabetes.
Diabetes, yes.
So it was renaming of the data sets now.
Renaming the dataset. Yep. All of you can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Uh, do you have any recommendation about any project? Any particular?
No, sir, no idea.
Okay. So, up to what we did discuss till renaming of the columns,
And how to drop and how to add.
how to drop and how to add. We did discuss about null value.
Yes, sir.
Null value
Yes,
means
sir.
yeah, missing value treatment and yeah, conditional searching means uh, producing the output based on some condition. Did you do that? Duplicate values,
Yes, sir.
fine. ilog function we did, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Conditional selection. Uh, just create a data frame based on some condition. You have the diabetes data set. In the diabetes data set, you just select, you just choose any column. In that column, some values are there. You can put some condition based on those values. Let's see first the diabetes data set. Yes. So we can see only those values where blood pressure is more than 90. We can see those values. Or let's suppose BMI is more than 45. The same process, all of you open your editor, read the dataset again, and select a particular column from that data frame. Obviously, read the dataset means you have to convert that dataset into pandas data frame. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Select a column, then put a condition there, greater than equal to, or greater than or double equal to, any condition you can mention there, and based on that condition you will receive the output. All of you open your editor. Done, everyone?
Um, Hello, sir.
Yep.
Sir, can you please share the dataset once again?
Okay. PCS Intern Data Analyst 4. This is the group, right? The WhatsApp group, I'm asking.
No, sir, it's group 3.
3. Okay, fine. Yeah, I sent.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
স্যার প্রিন্টারও দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
আমি শেয়ার করিনি। You guys are doing? Please read the diabetes.csv dataset through pandas.
স্যার হ্যালো,
Yep.
আমরা স্যার ফার্স্ট অফ অল এটা পাইনি। দ্বিতীয়ত স্যার আমাদের কিন্তু যেটা আপনি করাচ্ছেন সেটা আমাদের করানো হয়নি এখনো অব্দি। আমাদের জাস্ট এখনো আপনার পাইথনই চলছে।
Pandas, you don't know?
আমরা কিছু এডিটার কিছু কিন্তু বুঝতে পারিনি। আপনি যেগুলো নো স্যার, আপনি যেগুলো টার্মগুলো ইউজ করছেন আমরা কিন্তু জানি না এগুলো।
Okay. You have not gone through any of my video?
নো স্যার।
No, sir.
Right. So in Python, what did you do? In which topics you covered?
So we did till functions and classes.
Okay. So pandas is one of the many packages. The purpose of using this package is to uh, handle any kind of file or any kind of data very easily. That is why you need to import this package. So what you have to do, first of all, just import pandas as PD. So this as PD is your reference. Okay. You just don't want to type each and every time these 6 letters. So that is why you are shortening it, like mentioning this PD. So next time you don't have to type PANDAS. You just have to type PD. So after importing it, what you have to do, if you are using Jupyter, then the process is %cd space file path. Here you have to paste file path. Okay. Instead of this one, you have to paste file path. Got it? Please respond someone.
Yes, sir. Got it.
You guys are using Jupyter?
No, sir. Google Colab.
Google Colab.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm using
Fine.
Jupyter.
Fine. If you are using Google Colab, then from google.colab import files. Next line, upload equal to files dot upload. Execute these two lines of code.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, I'm from the other batch. Our batch was merged to this one, so the
Yes.
whole thing is kind of new to us. Sir, can you please tell us that whether we have to download the CSV file first, or like we can directly link it with
Yeah.
using the code?
You have to download the CSV file first.
Okay, sir. And sir, what is this deal with Google Colab?
This Google Colab actually, basically, you are using Google Cloud platform actually.
Okay,
If
sir.
you
And
don't have that much hardware resources, then you can use Google's hardware resources provided by Google. Okay.
okay, sir. And by import pandas, we are
You're
what
just going
we
to use the pandas package by importing it.
okay, okay. And if I'm using Jupyter, then I can use this code, right?
Yeah. For Jupyter, you have Jupyter?
Yes, sir. We have
Okay.
installed that one.
Okay, fine. For Jupyter, this one, this code, percentage CD space file path.
And here in the file path, we have to give the file with .csv extension, right?
No, not exactly. You just have to
This
copy.
one, this one.
Yep.
Okay.
You just have to copy the file path.
And
So the
enter
file
here.
path, yep. Now execute this code. Okay.
Okay.
That means you are in that particular directory. The next thing is common for Google Colab also and Jupyter also. So for both of you, the next code would be common. For Google Colab, did you receive two buttons there?
Sir, it showed a choose file option. Then
Yes,
I
correct.
have selected that, and it said 100% done.
So you are uploading the file.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. All of you did? Okay. I assume that all are done. Next code is common. From here, all the codes should be common for Jupyter user as well as Google Colab user. You just have to create a data frame. So let's take a name like DF. Okay, any name you can mention. DF equal to, now we are going to use pandas. So PD means pandas here.
Sir, for Google Colab also same.
Yeah, same. PD dot read underscore CSV. This is function to this is the function to read a CSV file. Your file extension is CSV, right? That means comma separated value. You can open that one in Microsoft Excel. But here we are not going to open in Microsoft Excel. Instead, we are going to see through pandas. So read underscore CSV. Just copy the file name. Copy it. Yes, I know you can type it, but still, this is very case sensitive. That is why copying would be the best solution. Diabetes dot CSV. Within the quotation, single or double, doesn't matter. Just file name dot CSV. Execute. What you have done to confirm it, just do df.head. Head is a function to show you first 5 rows of your data frame.
Sir, I'm having an error.
Error from where?
Sir, dfpd dot read that one.
Okay. Error says, error message is,
Trace name error, traceback most recent call last. Something like that. PD is not defined, it's saying.
yeah, that is why you need to first import pandas as PD.
Sir, in collab also.
Yep, in
Okay.
Colab also.
Okay.
See, the difference between Jupyter and Colab is, in Jupyter you have to install some external packages. Uh, you have to install it manually. But in Colab, you don't have to install it. But while using those packages, for both the cases, you have to import those packages. For Jupyter, after installing, you'll be able to import it. For Google Colab, you can directly import.
Uh, Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry to
sure.
interrupt. Sir, the file which you have just sent to the WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
the extension is .xls, not CSV.
Mm,
So,
it. No, this is .csv. I shared
no,
this file only.
sir. No, it's showing .xls here.
If you have .xlsx, xlsx, right?
Yeah, it's an Excel file. .xls.
Yeah. So read
Instead of
excel.
CSV, can I write? Okay, okay. Okay, sir. And
Mention the
here.
this one. Change this one.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Any error? Any doubt?
Sir, after executing dfpd.read underscore csv that comment, sir, nothing will show up right now, right?
No, just because you're storing this one to one variable, that is why no output you can expect.
Oh, okay.
So later you can expect from this dot head. In the new cell, just execute this code df dot head. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
You can see a table.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can mention any number here, like 10, 20, within the head function. If you don't mention any number, by default it takes 5. That means first 5 rows. If you mention 10, that means first 10 rows. 20 means first 20 rows. Similarly, you have another function, that is tail. There is head and there is tail also. Tail will show you last 5 rows. There is another function, df.info. This info function will show you the details about your dataset. How many columns are there? What columns, and how many rows are there? You can observe there are that many entries.
Yes, sir.
Anyone having any doubt? Any problem? Now I'm going to share another dataset with null values. Just give me a moment. I have shared.
So can you give it in this chat? Because I think you're giving it in some other group. We are not there. Hello?
Yeah, I got it. I got your point.
Okay.
Uh, 1 second. PCS Intern Data Analyst 4. This is the group you belong.
Yes, sir.
I asked you at first. No, I mean everybody told me that Analyst 3 group.
Sir, we should upload that file like previous one also.
Yeah, you for Google Colab user, you again have to upload the file
Okay, sir.
and read the diabetes.csv file in DF and read the diabetes1 file in DF1.
Sir, I didn't get you.
You have two datasets, right? One
Yes,
is the diabetes.csv, another one diabetes1.csv.
yes, sir.
So just after reading in the same way, just create another data frame df1 equal to pd dot
Oh,
read
okay, okay. Yes, sir. Done.
underscore csv of diabetes 1.csv, so that no file will get lost actually. Give me 1 minute. You just read this file. I'll be back.
স্যার আমাদের কি দুটো ইনপুট নিতে হবে?
You have
Okay,
to create both the data frames. One without null values and one with null value. This diabetes one with null value. I'll tell you what is null value. Just give me a minute. I'll be back. Yep. Done with both the data sets?
স্যার
Yeah.
স্যার যখন রান করাচ্ছে আমরা আমাদের একটা প্রবলেম হচ্ছে কিছু জনের যে কোনো কোডগুলো দিয়ে যখন রান করাচ্ছে দিচ্ছে পিডি ইজ নট ডিফাইন্ড।
This is
pandas to
happening-
import kor import
this is
pandas as
happening
pd.
because yeah.
আচ্ছা
This package is not present in Python. That is why from external sources you have to import it. Up to this done, all of you?
Sir, what are we supposed to write in the brackets for df.info?
For df.info, you don't have
Yes.
to write anything.
Okay, sir. So it will by default show some information from that file
Yes,
data set.
yes.
Okay, sir.
You can also do for df1. You can do df1.head, df1.info. After this, what you have to do, df1 dot is null dot sum, to check is there any null value in your data frame. I think there are some null values, right?
Yes, sir.
This one also you can observe from the info. From the info, can you see some non-null values?
Yes, sir.
If all values are okay, then we'll show you uh, the highest number of non-null values. If any of the column is showing less non-null values, that means that column having some null values. Suppose everyone did up to this, up to is null.
Yes, sir. Done.
Anyone having any problem, any issue? Please tell me. Don't tell me later. Please tell me now. Any issue with reading the file?
No, sir. No.
Fine. Now, how to deal with the null values? Because these null values are, you can say, some errors for any kind of machine learning algorithm. Obviously, you are reading this data set to apply some machine learning algorithm in future. So our main purpose is to apply some machine learning algorithm. So for any kind of algorithm, null values are actually disease, you can say. It will reduce the model accuracy. And if model accuracy is reduced, that means your prediction will not be so much correct. Your predict your prediction accuracy will be reduced. By using machine learning algorithm, you are going to predict something, and that prediction should be right. That is why we have to remove the null values first. There are two ways to deal with the null values. These are actually called missing values sometimes. These null values. These null values are occurring just because someone actually kept blank in that space. Did not actually give any input in a particular cell. That is why these null values or missing values are occurring. So sometimes you may observe while shopping in a big retail outlet like a brand factory or big bazaar. So while paying for your purchase, they will ask you some questions about your name, about your phone number, something. So sometimes they forget to ask you, or sometimes they also do the mistake, like they just keep the blank, keep the space blank. That is why these null values are occurring. Being a data scientist, you have to get rid of these null values. All right. There are two ways. df.dropNA. Don't execute this code. df.dropNA is to remove the entire row, whichever row is having the null value. It will delete the entire row. That means not only that column will lose its value or its cell, the other columns will also lose its values. That is why this one is not recommended. Instead, we will do, we'll first calculate the mean value of a particular column. Uh, can someone tell me which columns are having null values? Which columns are having null values? You can observe from this df1.isNull.sum output.
Sir, glucose,
Okay,
then skin
glucose,
thickness,
skin
skin
thickness,
thickness, Then diabetes pedigree function.
Okay.
Then comes pregnancies and insulin, I guess. Yeah, all of these have got null values. Actually, these are showing 0 by its
নাল
side.
ভ্যালুজ জিরো দেখাবে না, নাল ভ্যালুজে 2 1 এগুলো দেখাবে।
If you
Sir,
are receiving 2 or 1 from this code, from this df.is is null, then that means that column is having null value. Zero
okay,
Yes,
sir.
is
sir.
not null
Then,
value.
sir, she is telling wrong, sir. Null
Yeah, I
value.
actually said the other ones. Blood pressure is having 2. Like I guess I suppose it says like it has got 2 null values.
Okay, yeah.
Blood
Correct.
pressure. Then there's BMI,
Yes.
age and outcome.
Age and outcome. Okay.
Yes, sir.
For BMI, you just to get access to any particular column, you have two ways to do that. df1 dot BMI or df1 of means square bracket within the quotation BMI. There are two ways to get access to a particular column. Now we are going to do that. Let's take the second way, df1 of BMI dot mean. Let's create one variable. Let's suppose BMI mean. This variable will have the mean value of the BMI column. Mean, you guys know, the average, right?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you have like 5 persons with some different ages, like 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, then someone is missing. Then the last one is having 11 years. So obviously you'll calculate the mean value for the 10 plus 11 plus 12 by actually adding up, then dividing by 4, right? Let's do it here. You have 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13. 13, let's suppose, is missing. So there is no one, and you have another one with 11 years. So how to have some idea about this person, this missing person? Obviously you'll have to calculate the mean value. So 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus again 11, that becomes 44, right?
Yes, sir.
44 divided by 4, that becomes 11. So at least you'll have some idea about this person, this missing person. Otherwise you don't have any kind of idea. This is the way. Obviously you'll not be 100% sure, but at least you'll have some idea by calculating the mean value. So the reason we are calculating this mean value, because we want to replace those missing values with this mean value. So the next step would be df1 dot fill in a BMI mean. Just before this, you can print the BMI mean variable and see what is the value of BMI mean. Someone please tell me what is the value of BMI mean.
31.9.
31.9881.
So you are using this value to fill all those gaps, all those null value occurrence, uh, all those null value positions. You just simply, if you execute this one, just execute it. Next, you have to again check df1 dot is null dot sum. Just tell me any modification have been done. Did it modify the data frame? This one means the BMI column will not have any null value anymore. So you can check from the isnull.sum and tell me whether the BMI column still having any null value or not.
So in my, it's
Sorry,
still showing 1.
showing BMI is having 1. For all of you, BMI is having 1.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
I am facing an issue. BMI one from fourth line from the last 10. There is saying name error. Name mean is not defined.
From here you are getting from print
No, no, sir. Yes,
this one.
upper line. Yes. This line, sir.
Not defined.
Name mean is not defined.
Uh, I'm going to put a message in the group so that you can have my WhatsApp number. And please share your screenshot, your code screenshot to me.
I send you, sir.
Obijit, you should
Yes,
have
sir.
told me earlier. I was asking multiple times. I asked that is there any error? Is there any error? Didn't tell me at that time.
So I'm trying on that time, but I didn't get
You
it.
should have told me, na. Whatever you are receiving any kind of error, just tell me. Be it a syntax error, no problem. You are just learning right now. You are not master of it. I can expect some kind of silly error from you guys. That's not a big issue. You just have to tell me. Just pd.read underscore csv you did.
Yes, sir.
You forgot to mention the file. Later you did. Yes, pd is not defined. So again, just execute the import pandas as pd. I think you have restarted your Jupyter kernel, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you restart your kernel, means if you restart your editor, again you have to execute the codes from the beginning. Be it Jupyter or be it Colab. You have gone far away. Now you are just showing me this error. Uh, who is this person? Antolina. Yeah. Antolina, BMI dot mean, not comma mean.
BMI dot. Oh, okay, okay, sir. Sorry, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, from first end that I have done it, but something different that I am getting, that file not found error, because I have started late. That's the reason I was far below from you. So that's why I couldn't interrupt you. So right now I'm getting some kind of error, that file not found error, trash back, most recent sale last, and then lots of data coming out. So I couldn't identify that what exactly going to happen.
Okay.
So can I send you a SS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
just sending you SS and just okay, sir.
Do it fast, guys. Again, I'm asking if someone is having any error, please tell me. Uh, who is this person? Rajdeep, is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You sent the screenshot, right?
Yes, sir. I have seen it.
Yeah. If you use my file path, then how can you detect the data set? This is file path from my computer. Okay. Your computer would have some different path.
Okay.
I
Oh,
showed you, na? Just go to the downloaded folder. Just go to the file. Right click, properties.
yes, sir.
You can get the file path.
Okay, sir. I have missed it, so that's why that happens. Okay, sir. I have done it, and then I will call you.
all of you have Anaconda in your system? Hello?
Sir, I'm using Google Colab, sir.
No, you're using Google Colab, but do you have an Anaconda?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Everyone is having, right? Because we are going to maybe we are going to actually create the project through one editor that is called Spider, and that is available in Anaconda only. Okay. Mm, Rajdeep,
Yes, sir.
which step are you into?
Sir, the last part, Prima India's data sets, that would be that should be changed, or that I have to write it down, or I just paste the file
Whatever
path.
file path you have, you just
Yes,
paste it,
sir. Sir, I have done it, but
copy and
still
paste
it's
it.
still getting the some error.
Okay. Some error you are getting.
Sir, in front part, that percentage CD,
Yeah.
that I have to write and then I paste. Otherwise, because from my file, that C colon slash user slash user slash downloads. That's all. With that, I'm not getting the ultimate result.
Whatever you download, it will be stored into download folder, right? In your
Yes, sir.
system.
Yes, sir.
So what is the file path? User
That
slash.
users slash user slash
Okay.
downloads. That's all.
So try this one in a new cell. Try this code in a new cell. Create a new cell.
Okay.
Just below it, create a new cell and execute this code only. This file path code. Lipika Banerjee.
Yes, sir. So I'm getting that DF is not defined. I cannot get that point.
Yes, I think you have restarted your kernel, right?
So I don't know about that. I'm using this Jupyter for the first time in
For
my
the
laptop.
first time. Have you restarted your Jupyter?
Yes, sir. I think so.
Yeah, that is right. You have to execute the code from the beginning.
Okay, sir.
So when I'm just giving the my address, just syntax error, unexpected character after line continuation character in line 2. It's given that. I'm just sending you, sir. SS.
Okay. Obhijit? Obhijit Chatterjee?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You got rid of the errors?
No, sir.
You have to re-execute the codes from the beginning.
Okay, sir.
See, for all of you guys, it's better to execute one code at a time. One code at a time. Okay. First, you just select the file path or import pandas in the next cell. In the next cell, you are creating the df. In the next cell, you are doing this df.head so that you can counter at which line you are facing the error. Yeah. Orpon, I'll come to this. Once they get rid of those errors,
Okay.
then I'll again discuss.
Sir, I have sent you the SS and the second line that I have problem.
In the second line. This one, right? Number ending with 9950.
Yes, the 9950.
I told you it's better to execute one code at a time.
I have done same, sir. First one that I with a single line, and then I have done it the same thing I'm getting. Just I'm sending you the SS, sir. In address part, I'm facing some
Where
issue.
is it? Where is your CD percentage CD?
Okay, just sir, done, sir.
Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Now, please read the dataset. through pandas. If I continue this class after 7, everyone will okay? Everyone is okay with it? If I continue after 7?
Personally, I have problem. I have some personal work to do, but others I don't.
Fine. Okay.
Sir.
Rajdeep,
Yes, sir.
you can later follow on.
Okay, sir. But one thing that I'm asking, that I'm getting the result, and because I have missed something due to some issues from beginning, so then what I have to do at that time? Because I'm getting the table and everything that in front of me, but next step, what should I do?
Next step, you just create another one that is df1. df1 equal to, there is another file, right? Diabetes 1.
Yeah, that one is another file.
Yeah. So read this file also.
And sir, what exactly the table I am getting is somehow maybe same with the Excel. So what is the purpose, and what exactly I'm going to find, and what I'm doing, it's not clear to me.
You are doing data pre-processing through Panda.
Yes, sir.
Data pre-processing.
Okay.
Like if you have to alter any column, if you have to modify any value, if you have to see some statistical measurement about your data set, then you have to use Panda. You have to do all these through Pandas, like removing null value, right?
Okay.
In Excel, I mean, I don't know about advanced Excel, but in Excel you have to manually find all those null values and remove those null values, right?
Yes, sir.
So instead of doing that, you just read it through Pandas, just see where the null values are occurring and remove them.
Okay.
Have you read this data set?
No, sir, I'm just going to type it, because the first one that I have ended with, and just type it in, and then I inform it.
Yep. Do it fast.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, is it necessary that I always have to define df every time I run a cell? So sometimes it's showing an error that df not defined.
Yeah. So every time you open your Google Colab or Jupyter, you have to execute your code from the beginning, from the starting.
Okay, sir, but even then it is showing the same error at times.
One trick is that how to know whether your cell is actually active or not. You can observe there is one square bracket before each and every cell, right?
Yes.
So is that square bracket showing you blank, I mean, or any number here or any star here? This star
Oh.
means that cell is busy right now. Okay. That
Okay.
cell got star. This star means.
And sir, blank means?
Blank means you did not run your cell, did
Okay,
not execute
okay.
your cell. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. The cell hasn't been executed then.
Yeah. It is showing some number means the cell is active.
Sir, I have got the table, the second one.
Okay, fine. Just do this one. Calculate the mean value. These two steps in a single step, in a single cell, just execute.
Okay. Okay.
Done. Hello.
Sir, I'm getting the value
Yes, sir.
31
Done.
point something, sir.
Yeah. Then do this step. Diff1 dot fill of BMI underscore mm, that variable.
Sir, with the option print in the first bracket BMI underspace MN, with that I am getting 31 point something. That is the mean value.
Yes, mean value of BMI column.
Mean value of BMI column. And the
Yes.
second one, after
yeah.
After that one, the Filna first bracket BMI, I am getting the same table, and at the end of that written here that 768 rows into 9 columns.
Okay, fine. Now after this, check df1.isNull.sum. BMI column is having the same, is having some null value.
So it's showing 1.
Showing 1. Rajdeep, for you also?
Sir, BMI showing 1.
Yes.
And the left side there is a lots of things, that is pregnancies, glucose, and that way the BMI, and the right hand side the value is 1 for BMI.
Yeah. That means it did not affect your original data frame. So to modify with the replacement, because here this fill_na function, the purpose of this fill_na function is to replace the null value. Okay. And here you are mentioning the mean value. All right. You are dealing with only the mean, only the null value of BMI column, right?
Yes, sir.
I apologize. I did one mistake. That is, anyway, it did not actually happen. You just have to mention the particular column here to replace the null value of that particular column. df1 of BMI dot fill_na BMI underscore MN. But still, you'll see the null value after this. To actually modify the data frame or the column of that data frame with this replacement, just need another parameter, that is in place equal to true. Sorry, I can create English language. True.
So we'll write a new one, or we'll change in that one only.
You can change that one.
Okay.
No problem.
Yes, sir. Now it is showing 0.
Yeah. Don't forget to mention this one, BMI.
Yes, sir. Now it is showing 0.
Yeah. Actually, this one I did mistake. This is not for whole data frame. This is only for a particular column. If you don't mention this BMI, that means you are replacing all the null values with the BMI mean, which is not right. So by using this process, you can replace all the null values for all the columns. Okay. You can get mean value of a particular column, and you can replace it by calling that fill_na function. For outcome column, see, what are the unique values are there in the outcome column? How to check that? df1 of outcome dot unique.
Sir, I got a error in that one. Can I send you?
Yeah.
Sir, can you check once?
See, it is showing syntax error, right?
Yes, sir.
And where is it pointing to?
Before that, third bracket.
Yeah. Is there any
Space?
anything you've done, any mistake you've done?
No, sir.
No.
Sir, I have written just like you have written there.
Just remove the dot.
Oh, okay, okay. Yes, sir, fine.
Okay. What are the unique values of the outcome column? You will receive one array of 2 elements, I believe. No one is getting output.
So I am getting some error, so I'm just giving you SS with outcome.
Sir, it is showing 1, 0 and NaN, like not a
Yes,
number.
Yeah. NaN means null value.
It is showing that array 1 is years like integer 16.
Check your column name. Always copy and paste column name or file name.
Sorry, sir. I apologize that because in outcome that I didn't use the caps lock in with O, so that's why I didn't get the ultimate result. Now I'm getting the result that array in the first bracket and the third bracket 1 dot 0 and none.
Okay, fine. So you can observe these values from the outcome column are not continuous values. These are discrete values. These are ones and zeros, right? Binary values. For continuous values, you can calculate the mean value. But for binary type of value, a discrete value, you cannot calculate the mean value. You can, but it is not useful. So for that, you just have to do df1 of outcome dot mode. Mean, median, mode. Anyone knows?
Yes, sir. Most frequency.
Yes, most frequent value. Mode means most frequent value. So let's do like this: out underscore mode. Uh, let's not create any variable with capital letter. Let's create with small letter. It is the best way. Now what you have to do, df1 of outcome dot fill within the fill you are going to mention the variable which is containing the mode value out MD. Okay, before this, just print the mode value. Print the out underscore MD variable. Okay, and someone please share the screenshot of the output. Okay, it's showing 0. Yep, same output. Um, yeah, I got the output. No need to send more. Orpon, you just mentioned the in place equal to true also,
Okay.
and later check whether it is actually done or not by using the is null function.
It is still showing 1.
Right. Okay, done. So
Sir, what is NUMPY?
that is actually NumPy package. You don't have to do it.
Okay, sir.
So just create the variable with def of outcome dot mode of 0. What was actually happening here? Here you are getting a what to say, a data frame object, a data frame return. If it is showing at the 0th position, this value is there. Okay. So if you do like this, a equal to this one, then a will have a value like this whole data frame output. We don't want this, we just want this value only. This is the actual value, 0.0. This is the mode value. That is why I mentioned at the 0th position, I mean, by column wise, this is at the 0th position. This is the sequence number only. This is the sequence number. This one does not have any index position. This is the value and this has index position. At the 0th position, it is actually present. So I mentioned a equal to, or whatever variable you have, outcome, MD. So that is equal to df of outcome dot mode of 0. That means this value will only will get stored in the variable. Clear, all of you?
Yes, sir. Done.
All right. This is the way you can get rid of those null values. There are still blood pressure you have to do. BMI, I think all of you have done already. Age column. See, apart from the outcome column, all the other columns are having continuous values. Only the outcome column is having 1 and 0. That is why I use the mode function here. For rest of the variables, or rest of the columns, we just have to use mean value. All right. Now, next topic is to visualize it. Is there any dependency or is there any relation between these columns? Let's see. Is there any relation between pregnancies and glucose? Let's copy the column name. First of all, you have to import another package, that is matplotlib. .pyplot as plt. All of you are following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is a visualization package, matplotlib.pyplot.
Sir, can you scroll up once? Scroll up, yes, a bit. Sir, that part where I am nullifying all the values.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I am like read. Yes,
This one, right?
Sir, why am I putting a inside the bracket like that? A
is my variable which is
fill
containing,
na.
yeah, a is my variable which is
Okay,
containing the mode
okay.
value.
Okay.
For you guys, I think you have this one, out underscore md, correct?
Yes.
Instead of a, you can use out underscore md, and here mode of 0. Done, everyone? Done with the null value replacement?
Yes, sir.
Import this package. Import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Just give me just 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. Whoever has some issue after 7, just give me 5 more minutes.
স্যার ম্যাটপ্লট লাইব্রেরিতে কি গ্রাফ দেখার জন্য এটাকে ইনপুট নেওয়া হয়?
Yes, for graph visualization. See, for you guys are doing MBA, you guys need to do these visualizations for market analysis, for sales
Yes, sir.
performance. Next, what we are going to do, that we took a reference PLT. Okay, any kind of name you can give here instead of PLT. So PLT dot scatter. I am going to mention the pregnancies column on the x-axis and the glucose column on the y-axis. After this, you can do like this also, PLT dot x label. You are putting a message like pregnancies. PLT dot y label. You're putting a message glucose. Now see, x-axis has a name, y-axis has a name as well.
স্যার একটু স্ক্রল আপ করুন। ওকে স্যার।
And you can have a title also of this graph. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
UL while scanning string literal error is coming, so syntax error.
Why? The whole code is present here. It's not showing any error. Did you import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT?
Yes, sir.
Then check the code again.
Okay, sir, got it.
Do this one for all the columns, like pregnancies versus glucose, or glucose versus blood pressure versus skin thickness, or pregnancies versus skin thickness. Don't include the outcome column, okay? Except outcome column, just try all the combinations between these columns. Okay. This is it for today. This is your homework. First, get rid of all the null values, then visualize each and everything except outcome column. Again, I'm telling you, except outcome column. Okay, you have to visualize each and everything.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
All right, we'll meet later then. Bye, everyone.
You, sir. Bye.
No doubt, right? Till now,
No, sir.
if anyone is having any doubt, please message me.